What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. I just watched Paddington 2. So Paddington 2 stars the same wonderful actors and actresses that we know from the first Paddington and adds Hugh Grant as a villain and Brandon Gleeson as a very good side character. Little backstory on Paddington 1, I just watched the first one this week for my thoughts on Paddington 1 and Darkest Hour, which I just watched yesterday. You can go to Stardust, check the link out below, and check out what I thought on that movie and many more movies that I'm watching daily. But to sum it up, I really enjoyed the first Paddington. It was a surprise, a story about a CGI bear captivating me as it would a young child. I think any young kid who watches Paddington or Paddington 2, I think they're really going to enjoy. But the thing is, it's not just for kids like the Smurfs or like Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel. It's a movie that's also made for adults, and I'll admit that I like a movie about a small CGI bear. And if you guys don't know how my reviews work, I like to talk about the good, the bad, and then give you my score. Let's talk about Paddington 2. So yeah, quick summary, I really enjoyed Paddington 2. I think I might like it even more than the first one. Now that's interesting to say because the first one brought us into this world, show us all these zany characters, and I think one thing that if someone watches this movie and has a complaint, I think the complaint will be, well, this movie's not realistic. But you think of a Wes Anderson movie and how those movies are a little out there and they're filmed in a really artsy way. I kind of feel the same way about Paddington and Paddington 2. It has an artsy style to it, and you know, all this crazy, kooky, zany stuff that's happening. It's a movie about a small bear that comes to live with these people. Come on, realism? And all the kooky, crazy things that happen to Paddington might come off a little corny, a little cheesy, but I have to say, every single thing that bear gets himself into, I am always either smiling or laughing, and I think that's because we come to care about this character and the characters that surround him. The director does a wonderful job of getting us to show emotion towards each and every individual character. I think that's the big plus that Paddington 2 has this time around. And I think the big thing the sequel has over the original is I actually like the story a little bit more than Paddington 1. I think what they do, it's kind of like solving a mystery in this movie, and everyone works together so well. The entire family is there. Now, I do have one complaint about the family. I'll save it for a little bit later. And you know what? I don't even want to say what their mission is, because when I was going into Paddington 2, I didn't know what ended up happening to Paddington, and for me, that's the big spoiler of the movie, so I'm just going to edge around that. But what he gets himself into, the entire experience within that confine, that's all I'm going to say, is fantastically funny, so much fun, and yeah, sure, it's a little out there, but I really enjoyed every bit of it. And Hugh Grant, I mean, what can you say about the guy other than he is so funny and crazy and just owns this role. He is such a good villain, and I enjoyed every moment of him on screen. Now look, this is probably not a movie that's going to end up in my top 10 of the year, but for a movie that's directed for kids to affect me this much, that is impressive. Now look, I have a few negatives. It slows down at times. The family that we love from the first one, the brother and sister had such minor roles in this movie. They didn't really get a chance to shine, kind of missed that a little bit. The ending may have been a tad bit rushed, but it was still heartwarming. And at the beginning of the movie, I was like, okay, I want some more artsy moments. I wanted those Wes Anderson moments from the first Paddington. You start to get those towards the end. I love the way these movies are filmed. And a complaint from the first one, they might go a little overboard on the humor at times, but you know what? It's a movie that's geared towards kids. I'm an adult. Or am I? I am. Alright guys, here's the hard part. I cannot decide on a score. I gave the first Paddington a 78. For some reason, I want to go 80, but I feel like I need some more time to let it sink in because I just watched the movie. So here's my score. You ready? A 78 through 80. I'll decide on a score a little bit later and put it up on Stardust, but that's my score for right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Later on tonight, are you ready for this? The Commuter! Starring Liam Neeson. I'm not excited. But that review will hit you guys tonight. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, be sure to follow me on all the social medias and Stardust and all this stuff. You guys, the absolute best. Comment your thoughts on the first Paddington, the second Paddington. We'll start a conversation. I will catch you guys later.